The reason for that is you want it to be airtight when you put that glass on there. Okay. So what you're going to do is you're going to put a little Vaseline on the top. Okay. You're going to put that on top and that on top. Well, actually, let me go back to this. You get this. Wait a second. Take the measure. Weigh it by itself. Write it down.
All right.
Okay. I'm going to put Vaseline on it.
Yeah.
I'm going to put that on top with the plate. Okay. Now, once I have the Vaseline on here and the plate, I'm then going to fill this with water. Okay.
Water bottle's right there.
Where is it?
Right there.
Oh, sweet. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I fill it with water. I want to get it as high as I possibly can. All right. And then I want to put the glass plate on top. Now the reason why the glass plate is I want to make sure that there's no air bubbles inside. Okay. And I'm going to take a paper towel and I'm going to dry anything that's on the outside.
That's why you use distilled water, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Or boiled water?
Boiled water to mineralized water. Yep, absolutely. Okay. No, that's fine. Distilled or demineralized. Yeah. The reason for it is that some water may have a different mineralogy to it, so it might weigh slightly different. Okay. So we're going to want to dry this. Again, the glass plate allows us to make sure that there's no air bubbles in there, and then we take that weight. Okay. Now, I knew the weight of the measure with the little Vaseline on it and the plate ahead of time. I now know the weight after. Okay. One more thing I have to do. I would take that off, and I need to know the temperature of that water. Okay. Because the density will change. Absolutely. Okay. So I need to take the density of the water. Now, once I have that, then I can now determine the weight of the water in that measure. And 1 gram, and if it's correct, 1 gram of water should be 1 centimeter cubed. So I'll know that what the weight is will also be a cubic centimeter. So let's just say it's 200 cubic centimeters. Or let's just say I weighed out it's 200 grams of water. So I know that it's 200 cubic centimeters of volume. Okay, so that's how I get the volume of that. So if I was to put any sample in here, okay, the total volume of that is 200.
And of course, it's going to be less. The sand's going to be less than the water.
Absolutely.
Because there's air voids.
Absolutely.
And you're using that for your calculations, right?
Yep. So I'm going to take the measure, pour the water out, and then I have to dry this all again. The other important thing too is to make sure that there's no Vaseline left on there, because then you'll get some fines that may stick on there. Well, there should be fines because the material is supposed to be washed right. Okay. So our sample has to be manufactured. So there's a certain, and I don't remember the numbers between the sieves, but there's a certain weight between the 60 and 30, 30 and 50, and so and so and so and so. All total it makes 190. Okay.
Method A.
Yes, method A. Yeah, we generally never use the other two methods, B or C.
When you say manufactured, you mean you sieve it?
Yeah,
Okay.
and then put it back together.
Okay, I didn't know if you meant like the sand was manufactured.
No. When I mean the gradation is manufactured.
Okay.
So you're not taking the natural gradation. Like if you were to go ahead and shake material, you're actually going to go ahead and shake material, break it off on certain sieves, and then add it back together. Okay. So then what I'm going to do is once I have that 190 grams, I'm going to put it in my container. Make sure you put your finger over it or you just wasted it. Okay. And like you said before, you're going to mix it around back and forth, and you want it level. Okay. You should mix it ahead of time, and then when you put it in there, mix it real quick and put it level, and then you just let it flow free. Okay. So it's going to basically go through. Quick leveling. I've already mixed it. Okay. And then I'm going to let it go. Now it overflows. Okay. Again, any vibration here is going to be it's going to be troublesome. So I want to gently try to hold it still. Take the flat edge and go straight across. Okay. Tap it, and then that'll allow it to settle. Now what I can do from here is I can take that brush. I can brush off the sides real quick. Make sure there's nothing on there. And then I can go ahead and weigh it. Okay. And once I have that weight, I know the volume ahead of time, and I already know the specific gravity. So the volume, let's just say, was 200, okay, centimeters cubed. I now take the measure of that, let's just say whatever that was, divided by the specific gravity, turns out to be 100. 200 minus 100, divided by the volume again, which was 200. 100 divided by 200 would be 50%. So that means that that sand or that uncompacted voids, 50% of that volume there is air. Okay? And then basically what you're going to then do is, once that's done, you're going to put the sample back together, and you run it again. Okay? You put that in. Want to mix it around? Huh? 2 times. And you take the average. Yep. Okay. Now, what we would generally want to do, to be honest with you, is probably have a minimum of 2 or 3 samples prepared. So I run that one twice, add a second sample, only because, you know, again, a sieve isn't perfect. It's a square opening. But these aggregates are not, and these aggregates aren't perfect squares or spheres, so you know they're very irregular. So you would have a couple different samples that you would go ahead and run.
Touch.
And then you just run it the same exact way. The important part is getting an accurate volume. So that part in the beginning is very important. Obviously, making sure that you have 190 grams, and the vibration is very important. You know, I've seen a lot of people as they go ahead and take this off, okay, that, you know, they hit it, or as they go to strike it, they hit the side of the cup, you know, they come and then up. So all that's going to create a little bit of settling in there. So what we want to try to do again is just try to be very still, to the side, and then straight across. Any shaking in it is. That's it.